Ladies and gentlemen, it's a big, weird, wild world out there, folks, and here we stand. Al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, and you're listening to...
The Probo Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one and only Probo Show on this Thursday morning. It's awareness, guys. It's the gateway to the weekend. Oh, just when you thought there was nothing to be happy about, you look around and it's Thursday. Especially a nice day for me because I'm officially on holiday. At least until Monday morning. If you're not watching the stream live, then you missed out on some extra content. That extra content being my dog causing all sorts of chaos in my house. How are you doing out there, folks? I'd just like to say a very special good morning to BTI, Eugene, The Bridge, Vero, just the amazing people that are joining me live, the live audience today on the show. If you want to participate in the show, just like those awesome people, you can do that at twitch.tv/professional bohemian. You may be asking, why are you doing this if you're on holiday? Because this is not technically a Vaughn show, it's my show, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. And on that note, my friends, there will be a show tomorrow morning. However, it will not appear on Vaughn Radio. So if you want to listen to that show, you've got to download the podcast, my friends. If you're a radio listener, you're listening to this on Friday, but there's a whole fresh show that you're missing. How are we doing out there? Urs joining us in the chat. How are you doing, Urs? All right, let's see what's lined up in today's show. My God, guys, do we have a good show for you today? In today's 100 Humans, I ask them to name something a person might worry about when speaking in front of a large group. Public speaking. Nombra algo que pueda preocupar a una persona cuando habla delante de un grupo grande.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Auto nivelazos are the best nivelazos. So name something that might worry a person speaking in front of a large group. Then in today's Complete the News, my God, we've got some great Complete the News. This week has been especially good for Complete the Newsers. We look at a woman's strange name, and if we have time, we'll look at a dog who ran away from home. Not my dog. Our dog. But all that fun, my friends, coming in the second half of today's program. In the first half, we have an amazing unpopular opinion, which kind of occurred to me yesterday while watching a calligraphy TikTok video. Why calligraphy? Well, look, I'm subject to the algorithm, just like you guys. Today's unpopular opinion is working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. Trabajar para tener una letra limpia es una pérdida de tiempo. I'm on fire today.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
Thank you, translation elf. So working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. We'll get into that. We'll deep dive that piece of news later. But right now, friends, I'm here. You're here. Let's see what's going on in the world. Oh my God. So the AI apocalypse is is truly upon us. This story coming from Ars Technica, arstechnica.com. AI took my job, literally. AI took my job, literally. Gizmodo is an online publication in the tech space. So it reports on things on tech news. So AI took my job, literally. Gizmodo fires Spanish staff amid a switch to an AI translator. Spaghettios, it's happening, friends. La IA me quitó el trabajo, literalmente. Gizmodo despide a su plantilla española en pleno cambio a un traductor de IA. Did I get that right? You guys give me the nivelazo for that one, if I got that right. So interesting news here. Gizmodo is a big player in the tech news space. And obviously the nature of my job involves quite a lot of translation and things like that. So it's interesting to see that AI is already starting to have an impact in a super nivelazo from Vero. Oh my
Será
God.
posible. Vaya nivelazo.
Yeah, I don't have AI. I have elves. Me and Santa Claus, we're the ones that exploit elf power to produce the show. So the article discusses how Gizmodo's parent company, Go Media, recently laid off the staff of its Spanish language site, Gizmodo en Español, and replaced their work with AI-generated translations of English articles. Uh-oh. That was elves. You were supposed to be unhappy about that. Thank you. So yeah, worrying news, right? Worrying news if you're in the translation space. Again, AI is gonna have such a big impact in editorial content, and we're just starting to see it now. We reported the news sometime earlier on this year about BuzzFeed firing a huge portion of their staff and replacing them just with AI-generated clickbait articles, right? It's interesting to me now that the AI is starting to encroach on what I would consider one of the more legitimate tech publications, albeit an online publication. So let's continue with this story. This move has been met with criticism and technical issues, such as articles switching language midway due to glitches in the AI system. How would you say glitches? Glitch. A fallo, maybe? A fallo? Glitch. How would you say that in Spanish? For my international listeners, by the way, I do produce this show in Spain, and a huge swath of the audience of this show, both podcast-wise and the live listeners, are Spanish. So I do try to cater to my Spanish friends. ¡Ole! Debido a fallos en la sistema de IA due to glitches in the AI system. The decision is part of a broader trend in media companies to using AI to cut costs, but it has sparked controversy, especially as earlier AI-generated articles by Gizmodo contained factual inaccuracies. Experts also note that AI translations can't fully capture the nuance, matiz. I didn't even need the translation elf for that.
Será posible. Vaya nivelazo.
Can't capture the nuances and cultural context that human translators can provide. There is a lot of truth to that. En el sistema, did I say la sistema? Oh, Rob. Oh. Desnivelazo for me. God damn it. Yeah, there is a lot of truth to that. When I know this because I do translate things from Spanish to English quite often. And so the other way around from what Gizmodo is doing. And there are certain nuances that AI just cannot capture. And at that moment, a human needs to step in and do something about it. But there's also another side effect of these issues. All the content that is appearing online that is generated by artificial intelligence. And that is the possible dumbing down of artificial intelligence. Let me explain what I mean by that. So AI, let's use as an example ChatGPT, one of the most popular, most widely used large language models, right? So they recently released a bot, a spider, right? It's an online bot that will crawl web content and use it to train future models of ChatGPT. So it's possible that ChatGPT 5, 6, 7 will be trained on content it has automatically scraped from the internet. Now, when a lot of that content is generated by itself, it's actually learning, it has the potential to learn from its own mistakes. Okay, which is a kind of a scary future. Given that it has been known to confidently spit out incorrect information. So yeah, worrying news and sad news for my friends out there in the translation space. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's move on. We've got some more tech news coming up. Here we go. If you've got a new car, it's a data privacy nightmare. Yeah. If you've got a new car, it is a data privacy nightmare. Si tiene un coche nuevo, es una pesadilla para la privacidad de los datos. If you've got a new car, it's a data privacy nightmare. Where does this article come from, my friends? It comes from Gizmodo. Yay! This is one of the human-generated articles, don't worry. So the article from Gizmodo discusses a report by Mozilla. It's called Privacy Not Included, or the project is called Privacy Not Included, which found that new internet-connected cars from every major brand are failing to meet basic privacy and security standards. These cars collect a wide range of personal information, including sensitive data like race, weight, and even sexual activity. What? If the car is a rocking, don't come knocking. Yeah, that's the end of those romantic escapades to a beautiful area on a mountaintop overlooking the city. That's the end of those beautiful moments. And why the hell is a car? Why does a car need to know what race you are? You know? I mean, weight I can almost see for its performance or whatever, but sexual activity and race? Come on. So the worst offender apparently is Nissan, whose privacy policy suggests the collection of sexual activity, health diagnosis data, and more, with the right to sell this information to third parties. Oh my God, Nissan. So they're basically collecting all your data and selling it on to make a further profit on the car and your activity within the car. Jeez Louise, guys. The report also highlights that many car brands engage in privacy washing, giving consumers the false impression that their data is safe. Overall, the article suggests that modern cars have become privacy nightmares on wheels. That is worrying, guys. Do you want an internet-connected car? Maybe worth looking into that. You know, there's so much wrong with modern motoring. Yesterday we did a motoring unpopular opinion, right? If you didn't catch yesterday's show, by the way, it was a good one. We discussed whether cars should be able to exceed the speed limit. But isn't it interesting? Remember, if you're anything like me, you remember generations past. I remember my grandfather work on his car, his Ford Cortina. If there's something went wrong, he could manually just fix it. Cars are like computers now, you know? And if something goes wrong with it, you're almost forced to take it into a specialist. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have this love affair with cars. And I obviously don't drive, so I'm not one to speak on it. The bridge here says, it is worrying because it confidently spits out crap without a qualm because AI has no soul. It doesn't care. Yeah, I mean, for me, the problem with AI is not that it hallucinates. It's that it hallucinates with so much confidence. So if you do use AI to generate any kind of text, do make sure you fact check it before you go ahead and publish it. We did a new story about a lawyer who had his opening arguments or something, and it was generated by an AI, and everything in it was wrong. Good morning, Clara. Okay, and then, do we have time for the third piece of news? Yeah, let's briefly do it. Okay, Airbnb bookings dry up in New York as a new short stay rule is introduced. This is coming from The Guardian. So Airbnb, you know Airbnb, right? It's where you can spend a night or a few nights in someone's house. All right. Airbnb has halted some reservations in New York City due to new regulations on short-term rentals. The updated rules require hosts to register with the city and be present during the rental. Be present during the rental if it's less than 30 days. Furthermore, rentals can't host more than 2 guests at a time. The introduction of these regulations aim to address the rapid increase of homes being used like hotels and ensure resident spaces remain for residents. I am so torn on this because it's true that living in New York is almost impossible for the average person. I've visited New York quite a bit. I've written a great deal about New York professionally. I used to write for one of New York's largest lifestyle blogs. And it's true. The gentrification in many areas in New York have made it inaccessible to your average person. But as someone who's visited New York a bunch of times, Airbnb is almost like a godsend. Because let me tell you something, it would have been inaccessible for me to visit New York. The price of a lot of the hotel accommodation. I mean, luckily, I found places on Craigslist, apartments that I could just rent out. And I understand, I'm so torn on this. How do you feel about this? Do you think that this really does take away living spaces from your average person? Or should New York maybe... I mean, we live in a free market capitalist society. Should this not be regulated by the market? Should hotels not be becoming more competitively priced to combat this issue? It seems like legislation overturning just the rules of capitalism. And don't get me wrong, comrades, I'm not the biggest defender of capitalism, especially around tax season. But it does seem to me that this should be an issue that is not kind of ruled by or is not regulated by a governing body, but regulated by the market, right? Anyway, guys, on that note, that's your news for today. On that note, let's go to today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, guys, today's brain fart, today's pedocerebral, today's pedomental, today's riada is working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. Working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. Translation elf, wake up. Trabajar para tener una letra limpia es una pérdida de tiempo. Interesting. So I asked people this on Instagram, and they said 61% true. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. It's weird to me that I post these polls on Instagram, and then the messages almost are in complete contrast to the results of the poll. the weird phenomena of vocal minorities, I think. So here we go. I did thoroughly torture the elves today. They gave me some pros and cons, so let's get into them. In the era of technology, most communication and record keeping happens electronically, with typing becoming more prevalent than handwriting. Prioritizing neat handwriting may seem outdated. Yeah, I mean, if I could go back in time, at the point in time in primary school when I was learning cursive and neat handwriting, I would maybe now almost prefer that they'd have taught me typing as opposed to writing. Or neat handwriting. I mean, sure, teach someone how to write, but is it really necessary to write neatly? Time consuming. Perfecting one's handwriting can take a lot of practice and dedication. That time might be better spent on other more productive tasks, especially when the utility of handwriting is declining. And we can't deny that, right? Handwriting is not as prescient as an issue as it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. It's in decline. Let's continue. Voice-to-text. Advancements in voice-to-text technology allows for efficient note-taking and communication without the need for neat handwriting or even typing. Interesting, true story as well. And then finally, in the pro column, with many people achieving typing speeds that far outpace their handwriting speeds, the time invested in perfecting handwriting might not yield as much efficiency as improving typing skills. All right. And in the con column, disagreeing with the point that it's a waste of time to have neat handwriting. Here we go. Neat handwriting can add a personal touch to notes, letters, and cards, making them feel more heartfelt and genuine than typed text. I can completely agree with that. When I receive some kind of written note, it hits differently when you know someone's taken the time to write that out by hand. But is that me being a relic of another age? Who knows? And plus, you can receive a note with handwriting that is not neat and still get those same feels, right? I'm not saying don't teach people how to write. I'm saying that focusing so much time and energy on neat handwriting perhaps might be a waste of time. Let's continue. Research suggests that handwriting can boost cognitive processes, true story, enhance memory retention, and aid in learning, especially in academic settings. Again, another true story. I was a note taker in university. I did very well, and I attribute a lot of that success to the fact that I would handwrite my notes, and I used those notes later to revise for the exams. Next, not always electronic. There are still many situations like filling out forms, taking quick notes, or jotting down thoughts where electronics might not be the most convenient, and neat handwriting can be beneficial. It can be beneficial, but is it necessary? That's what we're talking about today. And then next, aesthetics and pride. For many, having neat handwriting is a source of pride and can be aesthetically pleasing. It can be a form of personal expression and art. Oh my God. Why is it every single unpopular opinion we need to... And this is how I express myself. Go on, dude. Use your words. All right. Let's get into some messages I received on Instagram before I get into the chat. Okay, here we go. Vero says... she actually copied it here in the chat. The clearer the handwriting, the easier it is to understand the message. When writers have a readable writing, it's easier for them to put their ideas across. That's a pretty true... you know what?
That gets the provost stamp of approval.
Even though I think that the time dedicated in schools to having neat handwriting is quite often a waste, what Nessa says there is completely true. The neater the writing, the easier it is to understand. Okay, Mary said, who handwrites anything these days? It's true. It's true. Really. I mean, and then Nessa, unless you have bad handwriting that no one can understand, true. Leo wrote to us again. He says, in the digital age, I'd say focusing too much on neat handwriting might be outdated. So there are so many tools now that make communication faster and neater. Time is better spent on learning digital skills. A lot of truth to that. And Elsie, first time writing to us, she says, there's a certain charm in reading handwritten notes, especially when they're neat. It's personal and has character. It's not a waste if it brings joy and clarity to someone. Okay, true. Look, if having neat handwriting is your thing and you love it and it brings joy to you, I'm not here to ruin your joy. I'm just saying for every single person, and every single person watching this show right now has had that period in school, in the educational system, where they've had to dedicate hours and hours to either drawing over the lines or practicing having neat handwriting, cursive, joined up handwriting, as we would call it in school. And it's just nowadays, it's just a bit of a waste. It's a relic of the past. Let's not forget that some of the most successful people in society have the worst damn handwriting known to man. I'm talking here about doctors. If you're from the time when we had handwritten prescriptions, it's illegible. And these are some of the most successful people in society. And that was 10, 20 years ago. Now? Really? Would it not be better to take our youngest and brightest people, and instead of dedicating hours upon hours on having neat handwriting, maybe teach them typing? And then, in their own time, if they choose to improve the legibility of their handwriting, then they can do so. You know? All right. That's my thoughts on this. You guys have written a lot of comments here in the chat. Thank you. We will get to those after the break. Well, I suppose we can read a few now. Let's have a quick look. Eugene says, I have very bad handwriting and I'm not going to improve it. Me too. Well, it depends. If I decide to take longer over writing, I can make my handwriting neater. But 9 times out of 10, I don't have that time to waste. Good morning, all. No worries, man. How are you doing? Welcome. Searching for excellence is always beneficial, says the bridge. Okay, guys, so I'm going to post the poll in the chat. Working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. And you guys will tell me if that is true or false. Guys, so many things you could have been doing this morning. Instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the world. I will see you in a few minutes. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @probo, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show.
The Promo Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's Thursday. How are you doing? A big special shout out to my podcast listeners. Isabel out there having a job interview today. Good luck to you. How are we doing out there, folks? If you just tuned in, what did you miss? We took a look at Gizmodo firing its Spanish staff and switching to AI. Worrying that AI maybe can't capture the nuance in the language, los matices. Yeah. And then we looked at your new car. If you've got a new car that's connected to the internet, apparently it is a data privacy nightmare, especially for Nissan owners who apparently are collecting sexual activity according to their privacy policy. How the hell would they know that? Unless you're, doing it in your car. And then finally we looked at the new rules in New York City with regards to Airbnb. I stated that I was kind of on the fence about this one, but I admit to a certain amount of ignorance. So if you've got any thoughts on that, or any more information, or I'm maybe not looking at it from the right angle, I'll be happy to hear your comments. And then we moved on to today's unpopular opinion, which was a hot one, my friends. Which was, working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. Es un perdido de tiempo. All right, let's see what people said. The results of the poll are in, quite conclusive results at that. Let's see what people were saying. This is from the bridge, sorry. Here we go. Before you knew someone was a doctor because they couldn't write. Now they aren't too hot at typing. Really? Is that a thing? A doctor's bad at typing? I didn't know that. Are they like me, where they kind of type with just one finger? And next, Urs says, I can't even remember the last time I wrote a letter. I only use handwriting for filling customs forms and signing my prescriptions. I definitely think it's a waste of time. This doesn't mean I wouldn't like to have neat handwriting. Yeah, there's the thing. I'm not saying with this unpopular opinion, don't learn how to write. I mean, of course, learn how to write, but maybe the hours dedicated in an educational environment in having neat handwriting, maybe that, my friends, might be a waste of time. I don't know. Let's continue. Vero says, I think doctors have a special subject at uni for unreadable handwriting. Yeah, true story.
That gets the Probo stamp of approval.
Let's see. That was a long time ago, says Urs. Nowadays, students don't have to write anything. True. Yeah. I don't think they do. I mean, when I was at university, it was that kind of transitional period to when the internet was just blooming. I remember, it was that long ago, we were using AOL instant messages to talk to each other. We didn't have the internet in our dorm rooms. You know what I mean? So it was a very long time ago. But now with the proliferation of internet, I imagine most essays and things are handed in via the cloud, right? They never even touch paper. Why Why then, in the most basic parts of our education, in those primary school years, will we be dedicating time to having neat handwriting when it's almost defunct nowadays? Let's get into the results of the poll, shall we? Should we just rip the Band-Aid off right now? So I made the statement to my friends here, joining me live, the audience, that handwriting or working on having neat handwriting is a waste of time. And you guys said 67% true. Yeah. I mean, it seems to be common sense. I mean, we've covered various times on a ton of our shows about the failures of the educational system, right? A system that was developed through the Industrial Revolution, and things really haven't changed to any great degree. It's still treated like a factory floor. Do you know what I mean? You ring a bell and you start to learn. You ring a bell, you go outside for 15 minutes. Ring a bell, back inside and learn. You know, as society has evolved past that kind of mentality, it seems like our education system is stuck in a rut. It's like an old vinyl record skipping. Is it not time to maybe rethink the curriculum, the syllabus, the way we learn, make things a little bit more easier and more adaptable to this modern age for our youngest and most vulnerable and most important people in society? Sure, having neat handwriting is a bonus if that is your thing. But let's be honest, folks. How much time are we dedicating in our lives to writing nowadays as opposed to typing? Would that time not be better spent teaching young people to type quickly rather than, dedicating hours upon hours upon hours on learning cursive, joined up handwriting, in other words? Or just, drawing over the lines until you can replicate a letter perfectly. I would say the focus here is on legibility, not neatness. As long as something is easy to read, does it really need to be neat? Sure, the two things go hand in hand, but I would say neatness is taking that to an extreme. But guys, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And as Grandpa Bo used to say, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and they all stink. And that includes mine. All right, friends. You know what we should do right now? You know what would be a great thing to do? We should go to 100 humans. Oh my God, friends, it was a long walk to work today, across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans, and I asked them all a question. Today, I asked them to name something a person might worry about if they have to speak in front of a large group. Nombra algo que puede preocupar a una persona cuando habla delante de un grupo grande. Name something that you might worry about before speaking in front of a large group. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. I'm in possession of the top 7 answers right here. Your job in the audience is to identify those top 7 answers. Woo! I used to teach public speaking, so this is a good one for me. I like this. A lot of the answers, 1 or 2 of them quite surprising. I think the rest of them you're going to guess these quite quickly. Well, let's see. Let's see, my friends. Okay, let's see. The bridge is kicking us off today with they worry that their fly is undone. La cremallera, right? You would say. The zip. You worry that your fly is undone and maybe little Rob is giving a speech himself. Is that there in the list? Did they say that? No, they didn't. Damn. It's a good one, though. It's a good one. I mean, just check that stuff before you get on the stage, right? It was a long walk to work. Didn't you say you were on holiday? I am. I am. But maybe, maybe I walk to work anyway. Let's see. Proper clothes. Proper clothes. Ooh. Yeah, it's not that. Oh. Okay, elves, come on. Get with the program. It's not there. Let's see. Your mind goes blank. Wow, that's a good one. Your mind goes blank. Is it there? No, it's not. And I think that's the thing that worries people the most. The 100 humans don't know anything today. Your mind goes blank. I'm going to give you some clues. Let's start with the least. Oh, no, let's start with something that's quite... the hairstyle, says Eugene, out of nowhere. He says hairstyle. Is hairstyle there? A problem with your hair. Is it there? Yes, it is. Well done. Woo! It's there. Yeah, quite weirdly, actually. It's their hairstyle or worrying about your hair. I've got to admit, never worried about that. Even when I had hair. But there you go. The 100 humans said hair. It's 6 of them said that. It's in 7th place. Well done. Losing your train of thought. You know what? I'm going to give you a nivelazo.
¿Será posible? Vaya nivelazo.
But it's not there. Oh, God. Elves. Stop applauding. Wrong answers. Clara says that it's boring. You worry about it being boring. It's not there. Okay. You guys are too intelligent for the 100 humans, I think. Okay, let me give you a clue. Okay, one of these answers is something when you're in a hot environment, something your body does naturally to cool down. And if you're on a stage, you might worry that this is really kind of noticeable for the audience. Alone Strong is here, and he has an answer. He steps out of the dust and carnage of today's today's 100 humans, and he says, sweating. You worry about sweating. Clara also says sweating. Is it there? Yes, it is. It's the 4th most popular answer, with 8 of 100 humans saying they worry about sweating when speaking in front of a large group. Preparation, says Alone Strong. Preparation. You worry that you're underprepared. Is that there? Yes, it is. Well done. Alone Strong with 28 of 100 humans. It's the number 1 answer. Alone Strong on fire. He's on fire today. He's lifting the live audience up on his back and carrying them across the finish line. Camacho's effect. I don't know what Camacho's effect is. Ors, educate me. I have no idea. A lack of words. A lack of words. I think that's kind of like going blank, right? Or maybe a lack of preparation. So I would say, yeah, your mind going blank, you have a lack of words. We had that answer, not there. BO, says the bridge. Body odor. That goes along with sweating. I'm going to give you another clue. So far you guys have gotten a lack of preparation, sweating, and hair. It's hard to give clues with this one without just giving you the answer. If people can't hear you, what would the problem be? What was that? Sorry? If people can't hear you, what's the problem? What's the problem there? It was a national football team's coach, always sweating, says Ors. Oh, thank you. A little bit of an education there.
That gets the Probo stamp of approval.
I feel for Camacho. I'm a sweaty man myself. Okay, what do you think? So if people can't hear you, what might be the problem? The volume of my voice, says Alone Strong. Is that there? Do people worry about the volume of their voice when speaking in public? Yes, they do. Well done. It's the 6th most popular answer, with 6 of 100 humans saying the volume of your voice. Okay, let me give you one of the answers here might be something that a non-native speaker would worry about. They have the words right. They're saying the right words, but perhaps they're not saying them in the right way. How do we say that? Oh, it's a tough one. So it's something that may be more of a preoccupation, maybe something which may be a bit more of a worry for someone speaking in a non-native tongue. The few times that I have done public speaking in Spanish, this has been a big worry of mine. I'm a very confident guy when it comes to public speaking, but this has been the one thing that I've worried about. So Eugene says the accent. Clara says speaking properly in a foreign accent. Alone Strong, quite succinctly here, says mispronouncing words. Mispronunciation. Is it there? Of course it is. Jeez, Alone Strong, guys, he's on fire. MVP today. Mispronunciation is there. 15 of 100 humans said that one. And it's in third place. Well done, well done. Not being understood. Yeah, it all falls under the mispronunciation. Okay, another one that's there is not a problem of language, but more a problem of the quality of your voice. Someone before said repetition. But when repetition comes in little micro doses, we have a word for that. I think in Spanish you say tartamudeo or something. Oof, how do you say this in Spanish? Oh no, I don't know. I think it's tartamudeo. Let me kick the translation now. Tartamudez. Eugene says stuttering. Is stuttering there? Yes, it is. Well done. Stuttering is there. 24 of 100 humans said that one. It's in second place. Guys, you're almost across the finish line. You just have one more left. So, this can happen in front of an audience or in one-to-one communication generally. Oh my God, Alone Strong. Carrying us all across the finish line. He says, impression. That you might cause a bad impression. Is it there? Yes, it is. Alone Strong, were you one of the 100 humans this morning on my walk to work? I think so. All right, let's go through the list, my friends. Well done. You've completed today's 100 humans. So here we go. I asked 100 humans to name something, nombra algo, a person might worry about, que puede preocupar una persona when speaking in front of a large group, cuando habla delante de un grupo grande. In position number 7, we had hair. Not one of my worries, to be honest. All right, in position number 6 was the volume of the voice. The volume of your voice. 6 of 100 humans said that one. Also in 6th place. In position number 5, we had causing a bad impression. Or not causing a good impression. Impression is there with 7 of 100 humans, 5th place. In position number 4, sweating. If you're like me and you're a sweaty man or woman, you might worry about that. The circles under your armpits, sweating. 8 of 100 humans said that one. In position number 3, mispronunciation, mala pronunciación. One of my concerns whenever I'm doing public speaking in Spanish, obviously. And in position number 2, we had stuttering, tartamudez. Stuttering. 24 of 100 humans said that one. 2nd place. And finally, in position number 1, congratulations to the MVP, Alone Strong. Well done to you, my friend. It was lack of preparation. You would worry about a lack of preparation. Let's move on to today's Complete the News.
Complete the news.
Okay, my friends, this is Complete the News. I'm going to give you a news headline, and you guys... But I'm going to, leave out some important information, and you guys are going to fill in the missing information. If you're one of the people that are watching the show but haven't contributed so far, this is your moment, because all you have to do is write A, B, or C. In fact, I encourage you just to write that, just in case you know the answer, and you don't give it away. So here we go. First piece of news from Indy 100. A woman named Blank says she's having trouble checking into hotels. A woman named Blank says she's having trouble checking into hotels. What could that be? So here are your options. A. Is her name Anna Grams? Is her name B, Justine Bieber? Justine, female equivalent of the name Justin. Justine Bieber. Or is her name C, Barbie Oppenheimer? A woman named Blank, una mujer llamada Blank, dice que tiene problemas para registrarse en los hoteles. A woman named Blank says she's having trouble checking into hotels. Is her name A, Anna Grams? Anagrams, yeah. Is it B, Justine Bieber, or C, Barbie Oppenheimer? What do you think? B seems to be in the lead right now. B being Justine Bieber. Is Justine Bieber having trouble checking into hotels? Do you want to know the answer? Let's do it. Okay, a woman named... The answer is C, Barbie Oppenheimer. Jeez Louise, what a bad time to be named Barbara Oppenheimer, right? So yeah, it's true. This is coming from Indie 100. The article discusses the unique situation of a woman named Barbara Oppenheimer, who has found herself at the center of attention due to simultaneous releases of movies about Barbie and J. Robert Oppenheimer. Barbara's name combines elements of both cultural icons, as her husband's father is third cousins to J. Robert Oppenheimer. So she is actually a relation. And Barbie's real name is also Barbara. She has received messages from friends and has even watched both movies, enjoying them in different ways. Interestingly, her unique name has led to some skepticism when checking into hotels, with staff questioning if she's pulling their leg. Interestingly, answer A, Anagrams, that is actually the real name of my grandmother. She was called Anagrams. Oh yeah, what a family. We're unique. Okay, next piece of news. Well done, guys. Who got that right, actually? It was only one person. It was... Oh, no, two people. It was... No, only one person. Vero. Good. Well done to you, Vero. On fire recently, our audience member, Vero, in the Complete the News section. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here we go. A dog runs away from home and blank. This is, I swear to God, this is a real news story. A dog runs away from home and blank. El perro se escapa de casa y blank. Dog runs away from home and blank. But what does it do? Does it A, sneak into a Metallica concert? And why not? A dog after my own heart. Is it B, becomes the mayor, el alcalde, the mayor of a small town? Or is it C, become a viral TikTok sensation? Yeah, is today the day where a TikTok video is the answer? Who knows? A, B, or C? A dog runs away from home and blank. Is it A, sneaks into a Metallica concert? Is it B, becomes the mayor of a small town? Or C, becomes a viral TikTok sensation? What do you think? Seems to be that B is in the lead right now, becomes the mayor of a small town. Ooh, I see only one answer for becoming a viral TikTok sensation, and no Metallica fans in the audience today. So this is coming from ABC7 Los Angeles. Okay, B is officially in the lead. All three answers are there, but B is in the lead. So you think it's the mayor of a small town. Let's go to the results. So a dog runs away from home and... A, sneaks into a Metallica concert. Yeah, true story. This is from ABC7 Los Angeles. A German Shepherd named Storm, made headlines when she was thought to have been abandoned at a Metallica concert at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. However, Metallica clarified on their Instagram that Storm had actually snuck out of her home near the stadium to attend the concert on her own. After enjoying a night of music including tongue-in-cheek references to Metallica songs like Barks, Eterna and Master of Puppies, mwah, mwah, mwah. Storm was safely reunited with her family the next day. The band humorously noted that while pets shouldn't typically attend their concert, Storm certainly had her day. I am so jealous of Storm. So she got in to see Metallica for free. Do you know how much those tickets cost? That's a tragedy. No, if I were a dog, if I get reincarnated as a dog, I'll be a dog that goes to a Metallica concert. I'm a fan of Metallica, says Eugene. Me too. Me too, sir. Vero says, rocker dog. Indeed. Indeed. All right, my friends. Well, look, we have covered so much in today's show, not just about Barbie Oppenheimer or the dog going to see Metallica. We have thoroughly debated on whether working on having neat handwriting is or is not a waste of time. We've also looked at AI stealing the jobs of Spanish staff at Gizmodo as they make the switch to AI translation. Sad news for me. Having been involved in online publication, kind of makes me sad. If you have a new car, your car may be spying on you. It's a data privacy nightmare. According to Mozilla's project, Privacy Not Included, particularly if you're a Nissan owner. In their privacy policy, it suggests that it might actually be spying on your sexual activity. Weird. Hello. And then finally, we covered the news today about New York Airbnb bookings as new regulation comes into place about Airbnb in the city. Sad news if you like to travel, because Airbnb quite often was the cheapest way to do that. All right, my friends, look, what a show today. Thank you so much for participating in the best part of my day every single day. Guys, so many things you could have been doing today, but instead of doing those things, you took the time to spend some time with me, and it means the absolute world. You guys rock, as does Storm the dog. I will see you tomorrow.